Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zen. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. um, so today I'll be talking about the why. So why did I move across the world from Los Angeles to Bali, Indonesia? A lot of people have been wondering like what prompted the move. So we're gonna discuss all those details and also get into why I chose Bali specifically. But before I do so, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the things I'll be sharing on this channel and following my journey as it continues here in Bali, Indonesia. So let's dive right into it. So why did I move from LA to Bali? So specifically, I left at Los Angeles because I did not want to live in a busy city anymore. You know, I had been living in LA for almost 20 years. It's crazy. And I spent half my life, well, almost half my life, I'm not 40, but part of my life in New York and then a good part of it in Los Angeles. So I lived in two major cities for all my life. You know, that's all I've experienced. I've always been pretty much quote unquote a city girl. And and in 2020, I got the opportunity, which a lot of us got the opportunity to stop, and we were forced to stop. Everything came to a halt. You know, I got laid off from my job. And at first I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Like all of us kind of were thinking. And I decided to pretty much dive into nature and dive into just abundant self-care. You know, I bought a trampoline, I bought roller skates, a hula hoop. I was going to the beach all the time. I was in the park, dancing in the park, just really communing with nature so much, connecting with myself, really coming back to myself because I had spent so many of my adult years in Los Angeles working, hustling, bustling. You know, my middle name I would say was Hustle, you know, the hustler. I always say I'm a hustler, and it's something that I was really proud of, you know. And in recent years, I was just like, I'm not trying to hustle anymore. You know, I still have that spirit and I still have that motivation to be successful and to accomplish the goals that I set for myself, but I'm not trying to grind. I'm not trying to have like 3-4 jobs to be able to afford you know, a nice lifestyle in Los Angeles. It just became a lot for me, and I was like, literally, I'm a single woman with no children. Why am I living in such an expensive city where all I really want to do anyways is go to the beach and spend time at the park and eat fresh fruit? And I was like, I need to move to a country where this makes more sense, where this lifestyle that I have formed for myself makes a lot more sense. Obviously, in my mind, that seems so easy, but logistically, I would be like literally walking away from my business that I had in Los Angeles, giving my apartment up, my car, my stuff, leaving my friends, my family. But I did a lot of meditation. I prayed on it. I journaled about it. And I was like, am I running away from something? Am I, you know, giving up? You know, like I asked myself 1,001 questions, and every time it was literally like, no, you're not running away from anything. You're literally following your spirit. You're literally following your heart's desire, which is to live somewhere that's more connected to nature and where people are more connected to each other. Because a lot of times in Los Angeles, people don't even make eye contact. You say hi to them. I don't know if they don't hear you or maybe they ignore you purposely, but you know, a lot of people are just in their own worlds. LA is a really tough city to live in. You know, a lot of people are on survival, living in survival. So it's just, it can be a lot energetically, you know. It could be really low vibrational types of energy going on in Los Angeles, which is why I surrounded myself by like my yoga fam, you know, my dance family, and just making sure that I stayed connected to nature and to myself as much as possible. But anyways, with that said, I did decide to leave the country, but Bali wasn't the first place on my list. At first, I was exploring moving to Nicaragua, and then Colombia was an option, and then I was like, maybe Costa Rica. But through my research, I did find that Costa Rica is kind of expensive to move to, and my friend from yoga was like, hey, I had a teaching English job in Bali. My rent was super cheap. This is how much it cost me to live. And I was like, sold. I'm moving to Bali. Here we go. And I actually got connected with the teaching English company she was working for. Fast forward, interviewed with them, got the job, signed the contract. Didn't read the contract very well, and we'll get to that. What happened when I actually arrived in Bali and started training with the company and realized what I actually got myself into. We'll probably visit that whole journey and situation in another video because that's just a lot to unpack right now. But yeah, so I took the job. I was like, cool, I'm gonna sell my car, I'm gonna sell my stuff as much as possible, give everything away, pack 4 suitcases because that's the only amount I was allowed to bring on Singapore. I flew Singapore Airlines, and they were so amazing. They allowed me to check 6 bags, actually, 4 large suitcases and then 2 carry-ons, and then I had my backpack, and all of that pretty much represents what I have left to my name in this lifetime. And I had so much stuff, like the amount of stuff that I was discovering that I own in my 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment was just mind-blowing. I literally left my apartment full of stuff because there was just so much. And I've been moving around place to place to Bali. I've moved 4 times in the past 6 weeks. I've been here for 6 weeks, which has been the longest 6 weeks of my life. People are like, oh my God, that went by so fast. Not for me. No, not for me. Every day felt very full. Every day felt very challenging. I would say the first few days while I was here in Bali, I was like, ooh, I'm on vacation. I'm discovering a new island. And then honestly, once Monday came around and I started the job training and I started to honestly experience what I had signed myself up to and also the reality of the situation. So I got a lot of really great advice, and the information that I got about Bali as far as cost of living and all of that were from people who had lived here before in the past, but Bali has become more expensive. There's a lot of inflation going on. So inflation is not just happening in the US, it's happening globally. It's a global problem. Not to say that Bali is still not significantly cheaper than LA, but it's not as cheap as I thought it was going to be. And we'll dive into the cost of living as well in a video to come. But that's pretty much why I left at Los Angeles. I wanted to live somewhere where the people were more connected, where people made eye contact with each other. You know, living in Bali is such a blessing and it's such a beautiful experience. You know, every day I can like literally not walk by anyone without them smiling and saying hello and, you know, apa kabar, which means how are you, and just, you know, making sure you're connecting with the person that you're literally crossing or passing. It's just respectful. And you really do get immersed in nature, which I wanted, which has been such a wild experience. I have gotten so many mosquito bites, even though I've like literally dosed myself in essential oils that they're supposed to not like. But I guess the mosquitoes out here are just like, nah, we like all the smells, and they've just been eating me up. It's gotten a little better. And it's super hot. It rains randomly. So a lot of environmental changes that I was not used to with living in LA that I had to get used to, and I'm still getting used to the weather in Bali. But yeah, it's been a blessed experience, very challenging. Like I said, I will explore and share all those challenges that I have faced in the past 6 weeks and share how I overcame those challenges. And my main objective for starting this channel is to not only share my journey and to share, advice on like possibly if you want to move across the world, but to really inspire people to take a leap of faith. What I did was extremely courageous. Some can call it crazy, whatever word you want to use. But, living loud, living big, living like, full, living a full life, and really taking a leap of faith and walking away from what's not serving you. And I think that's the biggest thing that I want to hopefully inspire people to see within themselves. Like, what is not serving me within my life that I need to walk away from? Whether that be a relationship, a job, a career choice, a business, starting a new business. Like, what leap of faith can you take in your life to make sure that you're living the fullest life possible? The road is going to be bumpy. Things are going to just show up and appear that you're just like, whoa, why is this happening? But to keep going and to fight through all the adversity is you showing up for yourself, because that's when life is actually happening, and that's when you actually have to see, okay, do I have enough strength to actually persevere through all of the things that is happening in my life, and I'm doing it for me, because you are worth it. And that is what I truly hope to inspire everyone to see, that you are worth an amazing, fulfilled, joyous, prosperous, harmonious, a life filled with love and joy, and just all the things that, really come from love and not fear. Like, we need to love ourselves and do the damn thing. So thank you for watching. I can't wait to share more. I'll definitely dive into more experiences, more in depth in other videos, but I mainly just wanted to share why I left LA and what prompted this journey, and what happened after I landed is what I will get into soon. So peace for now. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comment box and I will answer your questions. Either I'll just respond or I'll answer them in videos that I share. So yeah, thank you guys. Peace.